Got us a team 1 together with Garber. Haven't got a chance to play just yet. Machiavelli chilling in the bag, popping on a deadly poison. We got Milord Palo. We got us as Prof. It's going to be apparently going last, as well as Shiryu versus Team Warlocks. We got us CBZs. We got us as Reverence. We got us Dutron. Gonna be first up versus Garber. A warrior versus an unholy death knight, with Garber trying to see without going for a charge, just get himself some damage, versus Dutron is going to go for a blade storm. Dutron might need to cut him out a little, trying to keep this flesh cuff rolling as best as possible. Somehow through Garber is able to activate. He's somehow active in the spell ward, and even though Garber is a warrior, I don't know how much magic damage this guy got going on. Gonna be dropping down big A-bomb, disarm with the Dutron, got himself the Lichborn in order to heal himself. Grippy hand comes down, as the Dutron is super low, might get something more, looks like he's gonna be slammed down, no human racial. Garber, I guess, it just went in, whittled him down for a second or two, executed the boy. They might have maybe used IBF really early. Big charge out to Reverence. Garber get hit with a Mortal Coil into a stun. Tyrant is up and running. Could go for a fear on all the pets. Got himself full Battle Master. Everything available. The big banner, the Avatar. Got himself Sharpened Blades into it. Interrupt onto Reverence on Shadow. Reverence dropping down more imps. And Garber is himself at about half his health. Trying to stay ahead with Reverence as best possible. Into a big old charge. Reflected that Decimating Bolt. Got himself defensive stance. It's going to be big Demon Bolts flying. Reverence is going to be Garber bailing out of there with a flesh cut behind the pillar. Got himself a fear onto Reverence, should be able to recover some health. Reverence most likely still holding on to actually one Decimating Bolt. Had really massive damage versus Garber, as Garber was a half his health when Decimating Bolt hit him, which will empower his own Demon Bolts even further. Big charge by Garber. It's still more to call as Reverence get himself a little bit of that recovery. The pets do jump at Garber. It's going to be Shackles Malediction as Garber does stun it with a Stormbolt, drop it down massive. Warbreaker, looking for actual cleave between the pet as well as Reverence, and it's gonna do some tags towards the pet, leaping in versus Reverence. Reverence on the run, gonna be a quick charge with the root by Garber. Reverence continue to get pets up and running as they're dipping down the health. Blaze Storm out of the warrior. Reverence could be in the execute range right now. Decimating Bolt into a trinket interrupt for Garber before the Decimating Bolt gives him any extra damage. That is pet's empowered fear onto Garber, reflecting that fear onto Reverence, and it's gonna land a couple executes, and down they go with CBZs jumping in, dropping down banner, dropping down. What is a flag of ownership? That's a little BM. Soul Rod by CBZs, as Garber can't really engage with CBZs, dropping down Mass Tyrant as well as a Obelisk in order to beef up the pet's faster cast and faster auto attacks. Garber is just going to get away from that. Got the parry versus double Felguard. Decide, you know what? I can't really do much in terms of parrying CBZs, but I can parry the double Felguard. At least try to reduce some of the damage I'm taking. Maybe just trying to hold off until the next flash cut, because he does need to get in a situation where he needs to go for a little bit less damage on him so he can actually properly heal. Getting a charge on the pet. Stormbolt as CBZ's trying to resummon another one. Banner up, but it's going to be able to come out of the sun, maybe make some damage happen. Big Avatar versus CBZ's. The CBZ's trying to get out of the way. It's going to try to see if he can get out of there. Big leap by Garber. Doesn't quite reach him. Needs a charge in order to reconnect. Going to be someone Violent. Garber charges in. Mortal sends at him. No more banner, but still has Avatar. It is slowed by quite a bit, and that's also going to be an Obelisk. The pets are going to have faster auto attack speed, so they're going to be doing quite a bit of damage to Garber. As Garber trying to see if he can peel behind the pillar. Could be a Felguard interrupt. Does he have it? It looks like no Felguard interrupt, and the warrior does get himself a shield. Needs to wait a few seconds in order to be able to start healing. And there goes the second one. The CBZ is starting to get low. It's going to be Battle Masters with the wall, trying to get himself whatever heal he can. Dropping down more pets. Trying to stay aggressive with Garber. Stormbolt by the warrior as he got himself Sharpened Blade as well as Sweeping Strike just to take down CBZs, but even take down the pet. Might be able to land executes on a pet. And then maybe go having those execute cleave onto CBZs. Waiting down with Spell Reflect up. CBZs, in case he throws on a Mortal Coil, is going to have to wait just a little bit. Massive gate for CBZs, getting himself some distance. And Garber is going to chill in the back with the Felguard. CBZs thought about going for a big old Tyrant, but maybe we're thinking maybe he should resummon a whole new pet. Mortal Coil set at Garber, at least give himself a float a little bit longer. It's going to be Violent. Should have probably summoned more pets before the Tyrant. Stormbolt, it's going to be a stun onto Garber. Trick inside of it, looking for the big executes on the CBZs. CBZs walking away from his own Felguard. Or Fellord rather, and Garber is going to be able to take down the Seed Pod as his Fleshcraft cracks. Is it going to be SJE next, or is it going to be Chicago? It looks like Chicago is going to be up next versus Garber, as they're trying to see if they might be able to go for a 1vx, however many boys they can get through. Chicago waiting out for Garber, maybe giving him a bit of an honor duel, maybe letting him recover. Fresh fleshcraft, had a rallying cry, literally full thing. That's literally what Chicago's waiting is for, a full fleshcraft for this guy, just to make sure this is as fair of a duel. He's getting fully set up. At least he's going to be, even though a little bit behind without a trinket, he still might actually have a chance. Hex onto Garber, and Chicago is going to suppress some of that burst out of Garber. It is going to be Warbreaker suppressed for a little bit. Into a root right after. Chicago, I think, is playing now that PvP talent that just tried last game. They're using the Earth Shield, and they're kind of modifying the Earth Shield for Unleash Shield. The Earth Shield becomes a root for 3 seconds. So he's at least able to peel somebody back. Lightning Shield can also be used to knock someone back. Garber just continues to just slash right through Chicago. The healing for the Shaman is still present, even though we are dipping into that 6-minute mark, 8% dampener. Chicago's still able to heal himself quite a bit. Mana is running a little bit low, though. Garber is going to see the Ghost who's joined the fight. And it's going to be electric Ghost, also the Storm Strike should do quite a lot of damage. Tricking for Chicago just to keep the pressure going. Garber popping every cooldown. Go for the charge, maybe big execute. Chicago's super low. The Wolves are all empowered or something. I don't even know what's going on with the Wolves. Chicago tries to see if they could hoof it out of there with Ghost will form. Big Chain Harvest to reverse the hell between Garber and Chicago. Getting some healing while doing some damage. Almost like stealing health from Garber, vampiric style. And Chicago sneaks in a heal in between. Has a little bit of mana. Wants to try to see if they can kite Garber. This is going to be a stun totem taken down by the warrior. Trying to go for a sunder in between. Chicago getting the earth elemental running Stormbolt on Chicago. Could be really bad. Garber going for the sweeping strikes. It's going to be quite a bit of damage versus Chicago, as well as the Earth Elemental is going to get himself a heal. No pummel out of Garber. Got himself a parry. Could maybe be a big charge execute. Leaping towards Chicago. Looking to end the zero right there. Chicago had no health whatsoever. Trying to hoof it and Ghost Hoof. Barely any health. Trying to get a heal. But looks like an auto attack from Garber takes him out with SJE joining the fight. The Chicago's, though, Chicago's, what is it? Soulbind of Draven that leaves a stone effigy of them as they fall in battle is actually going to do some damage back to Garber, and it's going to help SJE secure a kill. Milord tried to see if he could get the rogue out. Does hit him with a Wake of Ashes. Stunned immediately. Going to be the rogue tricking it out, vanishing out of here. Milord does himself big AoE, but doesn't quite find the rogue. So the rogue looks like he's going to be able to get himself a proper reset. I think we're in the Battle Master trick there. Looks like the eyes picked up for Lord Pala. Tried to stay proactive. Big damage versus SJE. He's going to go for the blind. Middle Pala. Use it up. A blessing of protection. Maybe he can just commit some damage into SJE. He's going to be able to count himself a bit of a reset. Into a Shadow Step. Just continue to stay away from the Lord. That Shadow Step I think was a little bit risky though. He's going to drop down another Consecration. I think he knew more or less where the rogue might have been. And the rogue is looking to reposition. The other set of eyes is available. Does Milord go for the set of eyes? I think Milord is just kind of hanging out in the room thinking that that's where the rogue is at. Or maybe just waiting for some cooldowns to come back. Maybe he's thinking the rogue is going to open up on him. The rogue just burned a lot of defenses. Vanish, Trinket, he has Cloak and Evasion. Has to pre-use those ahead of time. I get it picked up by Milord Pala. Cheap shot as the rogue gets aggressive here. Milord Pala does at least get a judgment in. Bubble for Milord. The rogue has nothing. He's trying to Cloak of Shadows. Did Milord hodge him just now? The rogue trying to see if he can survive this. Smoke Bomb. Could use Shadow Step in order to get away from Milord potentially. No more blind, no more nothing. Disarm to Milord Pala as he's trying to make some damage happen. Milord just having to wait for a little bit. Has a lot of holy power and damage banked and ready to go. Get a shot into Milord as SJE is going to port. Is going to be shield of vengeance slapping back at him for just a moment as it explodes. And Milord is going to have to go for a bit of a reset. So far, this rogue has survived the full burst out of the Paladin. And hopefully he'll be okay. At least for now. We'll see, right? We'll have to wait and see. Milord Pala is just having to wait a little bit. Good burn a bubble as well as a bop, which does create an opportunity for the rogue to maybe make a play here. No tricking from Milord Pala if the rogue has a good setup. Maybe can interrupt Fleshcraft. Does get that interrupt. Landing a Kidney Shot in the opener. Is that Flagellation together with it? It is Flagellation. Lots of damage back to back. Milord Paladin pretty low right now. Gets a hodge onto SJE. Forces a trick out of him. That's going to be wings for the Paladin. Looking to see if he might be able to get around towards SJE. Has a lot of holy power built up. SJE is going to walk through a slow puddle with a sap into Milord Pala. But the Paladin now has a trinket back up and running. I don't know if Milord Pala has a Hammer of Justice here to follow up or anything. But the rogue keeping him sapped up. Keeping him CC'd as best as he can. Consecration down is going to land that interrupt on Holy. Milord Pala trinket out of the stun. Still locked out on Holy. I think the rogue might have him. It looks like the rogue takes it. Oh my goodness. I think Milord Pala would just try to see if he might be able to dish out damage to the rogue, dish out the punishment, take him out really, really quickly here. Machiavelli, the assassination rogue, is going to be up next. Charging out. Is he looking for eyes or is he just looking for the rogue? Oh, the ice back up. One of the ice is back up. SJE hanging out by that set of ice. Press the work button. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Wrong bubble. Oh, yeah. I guess that could happen. Actually, I did see a bubble and then stand still for a second. I thought, wait, did he mean to do that? That's unfortunate. That happens, though. That happens sometimes. Machiavelli waiting. He has the eyes picked up. It's going to be an opener by SGE. With Shadow Blaze, does Machiavelli respond? Looks like he's going to take the beating. Cheap shot, super short because he is an orc. Disarm onto SJE. Disarm back to Machiavelli. SJE is at least watching Machiavelli's spin Phantom. Nice. Get a shot into No Vendetta. Machiavelli just loading SGE full of dots. No Vendetta just said blinder to Machiavelli. Trinkets out of it. SGE, does he have any go right here? Cloak of Shadows up right now into it. Get a shot onto Machiavelli with flagellation. Does he turn around? Machiavelli's kind of low on health. Cheap shot to follow for SGE. Does Invasion rolling blind, but Machiavelli is going to get himself a sippy cup. SGE does not have a trinket for a while. Does Machiavelli wait it out fully? Because if he saps him out for too long, that is going to be a trinket for SGE. And Machiavelli is no longer going to be DR'd. He better have a go as soon as possible. Vendetta kidney shot. Does SGE get a trinket fast enough? Trinkets out of it. Does he go for any kind of go? Evasion's up for Machiavelli and does get the spikes at the end versus SGE. That is a tough one, dude. Garibird came in, slamming down 3 kills in a row. SGE trying to come back for his team. Got so close. So close.